Right, this is a video following up from the video I did on the Wilesco D455, which quite possibly is an older Wilesco D45, and very similar models on this with some minor changes, but someone did point out to me that it could be an earlier model because of the chimney. But so this is a follow-up on that video, and really the idea of these videos is when I was first started getting into engines, steam engines, I wanted to know a little bit about what the difference was between one engine and another. Now this is the Wilesco D20, and when I look at the D20 and the D16, there quite possibly be some minor differences, but the main difference I can see is that the D16 looks more or less identical to this, but it doesn't have a manometer or pressure gauge. So I would say they're very similar machines. They both have the steam regulator here. They both have the we'll go through this because I'm just about to fire it up anyway. So this is a video really for newcomers to these engines. I believe that these are very good entry level. Well, when I say entry level, there's nothing wrong with this as if you only want one machine and keep it, because these are lovely machines. What I mean by entry level is not paying thousands of pounds for something what's 100 years old and rare. So I'm not saying this is an entry level machine. In fact, I should think you're quite happy with this to stay with it, because it does everything all the bigger ones do, and that's where I'm coming to with the D20. It's another full featured Wilesco. This was, you'll see that this one has got different colour. That area there, when I bought this, that area there was covered in what looked like little boulders and rocks. It was all glued and it looked terrible. So I've taken that off and I've sanded it down, but I've sprayed this 3 times and I can't find this colour. So I haven't finished with this yet. In fact, you can still see the masking tape on the bottoms there, because that was difficult to put on. So I've got masking tape on the bottoms, and I had masking tape all up the ladders and around this, but that last little bit I decided not to take that off because you know, it was difficult to put on in the first place. But yeah, so getting back to the machine, they've all got very similar, the bigger ones have all got very similar engine, the steam engine cylinder. Really lovely machines. They got all the 16 and the 20 have both got the oiler. They've both got the steam regulator in the front at the centre like that. Whistle, pressure gauge. I mean, this has got 2 pressure gauges really. This is a safety pressure gauge here. Well, acts as, this is also where you fill your water up, but it's also got another pressure gauge here, what uses a weight, and a whistle. So I think the whistle that must go off when the pressure is getting too high. Sight glass, got lovely sight glass. You can see your water level quite clearly, and that's one thing I do like about all the Wilescos. It always seem to have a really good, no ifs no buts water level. When some of the older ones had a tiny little bit of glass, and if they got a little bit of scale on it, you can't really see. You've got your oiling points here, which by the way I need to do before we fire it up. On there, on there, just a couple of little ones. It's very difficult. I don't want to put too much because it'll be a big cleaning process then. It does make a mess. Then pull that piston out so you can see this one, because otherwise it hides underneath the cover. That should be enough. That should be enough. Now they do come with this type of burner where you put your tablets in. But today I bought this this Wix gas burner. It's probably a bit small for this machine, but it will get it going eventually. So I'm gonna give that a go, because I want to try this on the D430. Oh, sorry, the gas bottle's running out, I think. There we go. There we go. Let's get that down a bit. That's it. Get it to a nice level. I don't like it roaring away in there. And then we put that inside. And there we go. Yeah, so that gets you started. And I'll go through with it. So you've got a drain valve here, so that when you're finished with it, you can drain your water off. And what I do, I drain the water off, but I'll also leave out the a pressure cap, this pressure relief, or the filler cap. I'll take that out. Now the reason I do that is because if you take that out and you've got that valve open and the water's out, it will allow some circulation through the boiler to help dry it inside. Because I think the enemy of these machines, and I've had a lot of these machines where this valve has been scaled up, is people put normal water in. You should be using distilled water. People put normal water in, and they leave it there. They don't empty it after each use, and then the scale gets into the valves, and then the valve seize up. Or even if you can move it, they don't actually let any water out because it's full of scale. So yeah. So what else we've got here? We've got a couple of takeoffs here for your toy machines, which I'm going to set one up in the next couple of days with some toys. You've got a dummy governor, which gives a good visual effect, I think. You've got a nice little barrier, nice little guard, handrail. You've got your steam and condensation takeoff, which I'll actually put a bit of rubber on that for now. I always put something on. Then these normally come with a little red plastic tray what fits in there, and this didn't come with it, so I'll put that there, and I'll put that into a tray just to drain it off. But yeah, they do come with a little red tray what clips in there for your condensation. Yeah, so really good. I like them. I like them a lot, and you wait and see when it starts running. This will run very smoothly, very controllable with your steam regulator. Yeah, and they're a lovely model. This one, say, I bought it. This was cheap. This sat on eBay for sale. No one wanted it because of the cosmetics. Someone had built this. Say it looked like all little. I'll put a photo. If I can find a photo of it, I'll put a photo of what this looked like. So it wasn't original, but if you're just getting into steam engines and you want a fully featured steam engine, I would say these are a really good model. These are a really good model because they've got everything. I would, if for my purposes, I always prefer steam engines with a regulator, because the smaller ones that don't have a regulator, and I'll probably do a video of another one soon. Once they get going, the only way to regulate the speed of the engine is by adjusting the flame or pulling it out, in and out, just to keep the temperature down. Right, so what we've got here. So yeah, not much movement at the moment. We'll give it a sec. I'll pause it for a sec because you don't want to be just waiting for this steam to build up, and then I'll come back when we've got a bit of pressure. So I'll leave it for there for now. So we're getting a little bit of pressure. It was a little bit higher than that, but I opened the regulator valve, and this is really for beginners. When you first start seeing the pressure come up, you open the regulator valve, the pressure will drop again, because it starts to let the steam through the pipe down through the engine, and then what you'll see in a minute, you can see condensation start to build up. It goes through the engine, and this condensation will come out of here into this little tray. I put a pipe into a little container, and then you sort of give that a push. Now you can see that started to, it's going. Right, so now the steam's through. You can see condensation coming out there. Most of it is going in that pipe and into this container. But we're away. We're around very low pressure. It's not even up to half a bar. You can hear it's another Wilesco that runs so smoothly, so quiet. Now the reason I like the regulator valves, so if I turn that regulator valve down, you see it start to slow down. You can slow it right down. Now, what I've been saying in some of my videos is, if you go to a museum with full-size machines, this is the speed they're running at. They don't run fast. They run at this sort of speed. You imagine a huge flywheel is weighing tons, going fast. This is the sort of speed they travel at. And with the regulator valve, this is what you can get out of the engine. It will go fast as well. There we go. But it's so controllable. So we'll slow it down again. That's why I like machines with regulator valve, steam regulator, because it's controllable, and you can switch it off and stop it if you just want to wipe it down with something and then start again. But yeah, this is a speed you'll find them running at museums. It's got what they call a slip eccentric in there. It means that you can run this flywheel in both directions. So if you've got toys that you want to run off your drives, you can connect your bands up and run it the other way if you're going the wrong way. So yeah, got my little container, tiny little plastic container, steam condensation and old steam's going through there, and look, it's still running on half a bar. So you can see, if you can see it in there, yeah, you can see the water's bubbling away. Yeah, so that's just a, I wouldn't say it's a review, it's just a brief overview of the Wilesco D20. You can see that wicks burner, the gas gets a bit of soot. I'll wipe it off soon we're finished because it's hot now. But I'll show you this is what they come with, and I'll light that so you can see what they look like. Just got them tablets in there, have already been used at one point. So this is how you would get it, how you'd mostly get it. And then that, see it slowing down now because I took the flame out, and then that goes in there. This is what comes with it originally. So that's how you'll get one with that burner. That's the original burner. And I think them tablets last about 15 or 20 minutes. But yeah, they work. I found that on one of the machines with the tablets, the pressure went up quite quick. So that's why I bought this little Bix burner. I'm going to try that out on another machine in a minute. But yeah, brief overview of the D20, Wilesco D20. Yeah, that comes off. There's another thing is the finish. The finish is always good. The soot's getting everywhere. The finish is good. This is a chrome plated one. You get the brass, the really nice bare brass ones. But most of them, I think most of the Wilescos are chrome plated. Yeah, see, look, tiny pressure, running lovely. Always start. Really good machine. So like, switch that down, and then don't even have to touch it to start it again. Just starts, you start. It's I think this is a really good machine. The D20, Wilesco D20. Tomorrow I'm going to do another similar video on the Wilesco D24, and I'll go through the differences. I might even put them side to side. Yeah, that's it for now. That's my sort of overview of the Wilesco D20. I will give you some valuable information. So eventually I'll get the proper colour for this corner and paint it so it's the same as this, but work in progress. Right, cheers guys.